When we think of monopolies, we imagine the mega industries of the world, like Andrew Carnegie's monopoly in the steel industry or Facebook's monopoly in the social media industry. But today we are going to explore some of the biggest monopolies in the most unexpected industries possible. The last monopoly will shed light on a commonality between almost all luxury brands, such as Prada, Versace, Gucci, and Burberry. Number 1. YKK and Zippers. The first industry that we're going to explore in the list of monopolies is YKK's monopoly in the zipper industry. Yes, you heard me right. Zippers might not be a very glamorous product to have a monopoly in, but a Japanese company which goes by the initials of YKK recognized the functional importance of zippers in the fashion world and set out to conquer it in 1934. YKK, which is short for Yoshida Kogyo Kabushiki Geisha, was able to establish a monopoly in the zipper market due to their flagship invention, the Y-Zip, a super durable, high-quality zip made for jeans. YKK invented the Y-Zip in 1966, when jeans were extremely popular. Having zippers on the front side of the jeans improved the comfort and convenience for the consumers, thereby making it customary for jeans manufacturers to purchase the Y-Zip from YKK. The next invention which spurred the rapid growth of YKK was the Y-Zip machine, which was a piece of machinery which allowed the manufacturers to seamlessly automate the process of installing the zippers on the jeans by just adding the Y-Zip machine in their assembly line. This business strategy of YKK allowed the jeans manufacturers to automate their manufacturing process. The extreme success of the Y-Zip and Y-Zip machine allowed YKK to expand their facilities from Japan and a few neighboring countries to many Western countries, including Canada, the United States of America, Mexico, and Germany. Another important strategy adopted by YKK, which allows them to create a monopoly, is the fact that they make almost every type of zipper under the sun, including coil zippers, custom sliders, invisible zippers, Exceller zippers, etc. This extensive variety provided by YKK ensures that it can onboard clothing brands from every industry, be it Nike from the sports industry, Tommy Hilfiger from the casual fashion industry, or Gucci from the luxury fashion industry. Previously, the $13 billion zipper industry was thoroughly dominated by YKK, with the company producing over 3/4 of the world's zippers before it got some competition in the form of a Chinese company called SBS. Even though Chinese zipper manufacturers like SBS provide a cheaper alternative to fast fashion brands like Zara and Shine, YKK has managed to hold on to 50% of the global zipper market because of the quality and variety of the zippers it produces, along with the ability it gives the brands to automate the installation of YKK zippers to their products. Number 2. American tobacco. The whole world is now aware that tobacco is an extremely harmful substance and can cause a wide range of health problems like heart attacks, cancer, stroke, and infertility. But over a century ago, during the late 1800s and early 1900s, tobacco was considered to be a miracle herb which could treat many health issues including menstrual cramps, asthma, headaches, and indigestion. It was during this time that American tobacco had a stifling monopoly in the tobacco market in America. The company was formed in 1890 as a result of a merger between 5 major cigarette manufacturers in America, namely W. Duke & Sons, Allen & Ginter, W.S. Kimball & Company, Kinney Tobacco, and Goodwin & Company. This merger was spearheaded by the founder of W. Duke & Sons, James Buchanan Duke. In 1884, James used his business intelligence to form an alliance with the inventor of the cigarette rolling machine, James Bonsack. The cigarette rolling machine reduced the cost of manufacturing cigarettes by almost 50%. However, the cigarette rolling machine was not being widely adopted because the masses were displeased with the fact that the machines produced uniformly rolled cigarettes, something they weren't used to. James Buchanan Duke's business strategy was to use Bonsack's machine to roll all of his cigarettes, as long as Bonsack agreed to cut his royalties by 1/3 for the use of his machine, thereby allowing him to reduce his manufacturing cost and save time simultaneously. Duke then went on to reduce the selling price of his cigarettes and increased his advertising budget. His annual advertising budget of $800,000 in 1888 was double his yearly profit of $400,000 because of the cutthroat pricing of his cigarettes. Duke's strategy paid dividend in 1889 as he forced his competitors to reduce their prices to compete with the price of his cigarettes. By 1890, his major competitors were unable to sell their products at the prices dictated by Duke any longer because of their higher cost of manufacturing. They gave in to his proposal of merging to form a new holding company and giving birth to one of the biggest and earliest monopolies in the country, American Tobacco. In the first year of its operation, American Tobacco controlled more than 90% of the cigarettes market, with a smaller hold on the other tobacco products like chewing tobacco and snuff tobacco. In the next 20 years, American Tobacco went on an acquisition spree and absorbed more than 200 small and regional brands. By 1905, they controlled more than 80% of the American tobacco market, which included all varieties of tobacco products. They went on to expand their reach to other countries like Great Britain, Japan, and China. Duke's business intelligence and strategies resulted in the valuation of the company growing more than 15 folds in the next 15 years. The company's monopoly was eventually broken up in 1911, when the policymakers grew weary of the immense power that the company wielded on the tobacco market. The Sherman antitrust law came into play, and through a ruling of the Supreme Court, the company was divided into 3 separate companies: R.J. Reynolds, Leggett & Myers, and Lorillard. This was done with the aim of increasing competition in the industry by making them outspend each other in terms of advertising their individual brands. If you're fascinated by these relatively unknown monopolies, then please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another crazy business story or case study. Number 3. Luxottica. Prada, Burberry, Ralph Lauren, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Ray-Ban. No, these companies are not monopolistic companies, but there is a common straw that binds them together. All of these luxury brands source the frames of the sunglasses that they sell from the same company, Luxottica. The Italian company Luxottica has a shocking 80% monopoly in the global luxury eyewear industry, worth $80 billion. You might have thought that the Prada sunglasses you bought last week look eerily similar to the Versace sunglasses your sister gifted you this week. In all probability, both of the pairs were a part of the same assembly line, which ended up being branded and sold by Prada and Versace through their respective retail outlets. The main business strategy adopted by the founder and owner of Luxottica, Leonardo Del Vecchio, was of vertical integration. He wanted to control and streamline the operations of the company by controlling every element of the manufacturing and distribution process. He started out with manufacturing different parts of a frame on a contractual basis. It took him 4 years to develop the capabilities to successfully create the whole frame of a sunglass. He then founded Luxottica in 1971. After this, he knew that he had the necessary skills to manufacture sunglasses, but that he lacked the ability to distribute them, and he did not want to depend on unreliable distributors who would often make last-minute changes to the order quantity or cause issues in payments. Luxottica bought its first distribution company in 1974. This acquisition was followed by expansion of Luxottica's operations to Germany in a series of foreign expansions in the 1980s. The first luxury brand that Vecchio was able to close to a licensing deal was Armani in 1988. This was followed by several other licensing deals with brands of similar stature, leading up to the company going public in 1990 by listing its shares in the New York Stock Exchange. After raising capital from the public in 1990, Luxottica went on an acquisition spree with the purchase of Vogue Eyewear in 1990, Ray-Ban in 1995, Sunglass Hut in 2001, and Oakley in 2007. Luxottica has its hands in the retail sector as well though. OPSM, a chain of retail stores primarily based out of Australia and New Zealand, and Pearl Vision, an American eyewear retailer. In 2018, Luxottica and Vecchio were able to further their dominance by acquiring the French lens manufacturer Essilor to his $50 billion sunglass empire. The newly formed company, Essilor Luxottica, manufactures a mind-boggling 1 billion pair of lenses and frames every year. The market dominance of Luxottica, along with the brand value of the companies it has partnered with, allows it to sell the sunglasses that it manufactures for less than $20 for more than 20 times its cost price. Luxottica acts as a price maker in the sunglasses industry. The term price maker basically means that Luxottica has the ability to decide the highest price for its products, which is often the highest price a consumer is willing to pay for them. It doesn't have to compete with anyone and thus avoids getting in price wars. Have you ever bought a pair of sunglasses from any of the companies mentioned above? How do you feel now when you know the truth about the $500 sunglasses you bought last summer? Let us know in the comments section. If you liked the video, check this video about the greatest monopoly in the history of the world and go to the description section below for bonus content.